Well, I know a lot of folks have pools in their backyard, but how do you create a real tropical oasis in what is often a hot, dry area? So I asked Kristy Rutland to come in and show us, give us some ideas, Kristy,
Sure.
about how to make things look beautiful, but they'll still live.
Yes, absolutely. Well, first off, we can't forget the tropical hibiscus. They come in an assortment of colors, oranges, reds, yellows. If you want to, you could even do hardy hibiscus if you've got an area to plant in the ground around the pool. They get really big, come in an assortment of colors, bloom really well, and then they'll come back for you. But if you just need a temporary thing, tropical are great. This is a vitex or a chase tree. Does great in the heat, does great in the sun, very drought tolerant, blooms in the summertime, so it's another one that looks great around the pool.
And it'll get big. I mean, about a 10 feet. I know mine's about 10 feet in the front yard. So, I mean, you've got to give it some space.
Yeah, you definitely want to give it some space, but you can also do this in a container. It doesn't always make it through the winter, but a lot of times it'll make it through the winter in a large enough container, so that's another possibility.
And boy, look at that above. That combination of colors is fantastic.
This is bougainvillea. Loves the heat, loves the sun. Blooms better the more you stress it. So if you let it dry out thoroughly between waterings, don't feed it quite as often as you would some of your other plants, that encourages it to bloom, so you can have nice full fat blooms. Trim it from time to time because it blooms on the new growth.
So it likes neglect.
Yes, it does.
Well, that's good for people who travel during the summertime.
Absolutely. Another great one for around the pool are banana trees. At this time of year, you may want to ease them out into the sun. So right off the bat, you may want to stick it in a shady location and then just kind of work it out to the sun, but it does great for the summertime.
And you know, I have had mine come back year after year around my pool.
There are varieties that are winter hardy here that can come back from year to year. This particular one is a red banana. It's not hardy here, but it does really good in pots for the summertime, and you can bring it in for the winter. Another great one we can't forget about is Esperanza or yellow bells. Again, loves the heat, loves the sun, blooms through the summertime. It's a great one.
Loves the heat of Oklahoma.
Yes, it does. As we move further down here, we can't forget about Penta. That's another great one that loves the sun, blooms all summer long, loves the heat. Great vibrant colors there too.
Well, and I love what you've done. The combination of that with the yellow and the Esperanza is really stunning.
Yeah, you get that great contrast when you do those bright, bold colors and kind of get those primary colors together.
And that would be part of what you're going to go for in a tropical feel, isn't it? Just real bright, but you'd probably want big, bold splashes of color, not just a little bit here and there.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, okay.
Also, we have Mandevilla. This is a tropical vine. Gets really big, has these big, beautiful pink blooms on it. It also comes in a white or a red. Another one that loves the sun, loves the heat, blooms all summer.
But you would need some kind of trellis for it.
Yeah, you would want to put it on some kind of trellis, or you could do it into a hanging basket to kind of flow out, but it's also going to try to climb anything that's nearby, so it will climb. Another great one for the sun, this is Angelonia or summer snapdragon. It's another one that blooms through the summer. It wants the sun, wants the heat, all that great stuff. Now, for anybody who maybe doesn't have all the time sun, or somebody who wants to do something that they've got some sun and some shade, you can do combinations of sun coleus. They'll go either way, sun or shade. They do great during the summertime, and you don't have to worry about it blooming because it has color all the time.
And that really has a fun tropical look, but like you say, is much more practical.
Right.
Because a lot of times if you've got a tree, you've got a lot of shade during some parts of the day.
Right. Some people have a shadier section around their pool that they want to have some color in. And that's a great way to get color, but it's also a great way to get continued color, you know, extend that season out because you don't have to worry about it blooming. And let's say you plant it with something that slows down when it gets really hot on blooming, well, you still have your color there. So it's a great one to do as an accent plant with your combinations. Another great one that'll go either way, sun or shade, are croton. We've got them in several different types. We've got this one, and then we've got the more broadleaf one. Again, great color. You don't have to worry about it not blooming because it has its color in its blooms. So it's another one to use as an accent.
And crotons can go inside or outside. They are amazingly versatile.
And again, with most of your tropical plants, I would, at this time of year, with it being late enough in the season that it's getting hotter, I would ease them out into the sun. Don't just throw them out there right off the bat and say fend for
hope for the
yourself.
best.
Yeah. You can also do, in the shadier areas, you can do things like palm trees, which these two particular ones can go in sun or shade. The date palm can go sun or shade. The fan palm can go sun or shade.
Well, that just screams tropical.
Exactly.
Great
You can
look.
also do things like philodendrons, like the split leaf philodendron in the shade. Great, you know, up under the patio on the cabana, or, you know, something like that. That's a great one to do. You can also do plumbago in the shade. Can do some morning sun, but you can also go full shade, and look how bright and beautiful that is.
Oh, it looks
especially in a
terrific.
dark area.
Well, it looks terrific. Well, thank you, Kristy, for giving us some great ideas about bringing the tropics right around in your own backyard, back here in landlocked Oklahoma.
Exactly.
Just love it. Well, coming up next, Linda Shackelford, the garden guru, answers your garden questions. Stay with us.